That was the reality.
That was the fact.
Yes, that was the fact.
Now, 700,000 and 300, that's $1 million.
Yes, please.
Do you have any indication at all of what this money was used for?
No, ma, I don't.
You collected them and handed
it over.
And that's it?
That's all.
Where is Sanajaji? Do you know?
I don't know. At some point, he was out of the country.
Okay. He left before.
Yes, before the election.
Left.
I think yes.
He left before you were arrested. You said.
Yes.
In 2016.
He did, yes. He did.
Was he sacked or what? What were the circumstances?
He was sacked.
He was sacked.
He was sacked, yes. He was sacked.
All right. Mr. Ture, you also on the 31st of July 2014 received the sum of 300,000 on the instructions. I think it's the same transaction.
It's the same transaction.
300,000.
Yes. In Dalasi.
In Dalasi, the equivalent
please.
In Dalasi.
Yes, the equivalent in Dalasi. Yes.
That was on the same day that you received the 700,000.
Okay, let me see. This was.
Yeah. It's okay. The instructions were the same.
Yes, I would want to believe so. Yes, please. The same date.
Yeah. You are holding a document. What do you want to show us?
No, I'm just the same date. The authority.
Just the instruction.
The instruction that His Excellency signed or addressed to the central bank for me to withdraw the money. It was a clear instruction from him that the amount should be paid to me.
Now, you were signatory also to the sand mining account?
Yes, please.
How did you become signatory to this account?
You know, when by the time I got to State House, the tradition has been that the Secretary of the Cabinet and the PS1 would sign. But despite that, as a new member of the team, the suggestion will be made to the President to say if Mr. X could sign, and then he would say yes. So I became a signatory on his orders.
All right. I won't take you through all the transactions. Some of them seem to speak for themselves unless we find otherwise.
Okay, ma'am.
But there are some transactions I would like you to explain. We
yes,
find that 607,000 euros was paid to Euro Africa Group.
Yes, please.
For 32 vehicles that they imported into the country.
Yes, please.
And you and Mr. Sabali again gave the instructions for this payment.
Yes, please.
Now, we've heard, of course, Euro Africa Group here about these vehicles.
Pardon?
Well, Euro Africa Group has been here about these vehicles. Do you
Sorry?
know what became of the vehicles?
The vehicles were shipped into the country, and His Excellency, I think he gave out all the vehicles to individuals and various government departments.
Was there any specific person at the State House responsible for these vehicles?
Yeah, it was the commander of the Republican National Guards. The commander of the Republican National Guards and the
Republican?
Commander, yes, RNG and the commander State Guards, those two people.
Now, there was a withdrawal of 9 December 2013
Okay, from which account?
from the, from, okay, this, from the Carnegie Minerals account this time. You are signatory to that account.
Yes, please. Yes, 9 December 20, yes, 9 December, yes. 2013. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. That is correct. Yes, this please pay said amount to the Secretary General Office of the President. The money was paid to the Secretary General then at the time, Mr. Mahmoud Sabali. And these were monies meant for the President. He would give them to the President and he would call me as a witness. Mr. Sabali would give them to the President and would call me as a witness. He wouldn't give it to him directly, but to either the protocol officer or to the orderlies in the President's household. And he would call me to witness the presentation.
Wasn't it easier to take a receipt from the orderly or the protocol officer?
Like I said, the environment, if you wanted to question certain things, they might, tell the President somebody is trying to, question the authority here and there.
But
But
Mr.
what
Ture,
they do,
a receipt from the orderly, I'm not saying a receipt from the President, but a receipt from the orderly. Why couldn't you write a receipt for the orderly so that the orderly could sign it?
the orderlies would record it. They have the choir book. They have a choir book.
The orderlies had a choir book.
Oh, yes, they do. They did. They did. They had a choir book where they will record everything. And then I don't know why maybe why Mr. Sawa did not ask for a receipt, but I can ascertain that he would give them the money in my presence.
Who were the orderlies at this time? The orderlies to the President. By orderlies, you mean the orderlies to the ex-President?
Yes, ex-President.
Who were the orderlies at this time?
There were several of them, but sometimes we use the nicknames. There is one they call LB. There is another one. There are two Sanyangs there. There used to be somebody called Yusufa. But if one would check with the armed forces, the office, Gambia Armed Forces, perhaps they would be able to tell us their names exactly because they know them.
I see. Were these choir books kept by the Secretary General?
No, ma. They were kept by the orderlies. The orderlies would enter everything. They would enter it in our presence. It was there to confirm the amount from the Secretary General and enter it and take it to the President. It was either the orderlies or the Chief of Protocol.
So which staff comprised the office of the President? When you say office, which staff comprised the office that you're mentioning? Of course, the ex-President,
Yes.
the orderlies, and who else?
No, the household. The orderlies came from his household.
I see.
These are orderlies stationed in his house to run his errands.
Okay.
Yes.
There is a payment of 31st December 2013 of $5 million, which you authorized, together with some payments to the African Union and the University of Nebraska.
Just a moment, ma'am. In fact, I have with regards to this payment of $100,000, there is evidence that, just to inform the former president that the money was collected as he had directed, and he approved it.
I see.
Yeah.
So let's have the document.
Yes, yeah. That this $100,000 and the $607,000 that was paid to Euro African. These were instructions issued by him, but the Secretary General sent a minute back to him to say that we have carried out the instructions. Meaning, the document will speak for itself. That's the instruction, please, from to the bank. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. Give that to her.
I was asking you the payment of $5 million which you authorized and which the Secretary General caused to be received. What was the $5 million for? Do you know?
What's the date on the letter, ma'am?